Let's go through a couple more of these games for this weekend, Scotty, because we have a few places that we want to stop at. Let's start in Vegas. Yes, that's right, Vegas. Raiders and the Chargers this weekend to kick off their seasons. A lot has been said in this offseason about Davante Adams, Scotty. Does he want to be a Raider? Does he want to be in Vegas? Does he want to leave? Does he think the coach stinks? Does he think quarterback stinks? Blah, 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 blah. Davante Adams says, unless you've heard it from me, don't believe anything that you hear out there. Here he is.
Once again, whatever you see, if it ain't from the horse's mouth, it's probably so.
Oh,
I don't like that. I don't like when that happens because at the end of the day, I don't really care because it's, I live my life and I've gotten to where I've gotten in life in this game or whatever, just from not really paying too much attention to what people say and not feeding into it, not even responding, which is why you haven't really seen me come out and say, oh, this ain't true, that ain't true. I don't even want to give it attention because it's already enough. The moment I open my mouth, it's all over everything. So, but I guess they got what they wanted this time. Whatever has been put out there lately is complete BS. I've never talked to Deshaun Jackson about one thing, so I don't know why. I didn't see the interview, so I don't even want to say, I don't know if that is a real quote that came out or how that played out. But in terms of me being upset or not being happy in this organization, it's just a bunch of BS that's just meant to throw everybody off and get, clickbait. Everybody want to see what Davante Adams got to say, and, he's pissed off in Vegas.
Actually,
if I was pissed off, I wouldn't be here right now.
That just can't be true. Like, I have never once spent a second of my day thinking of Davante Adams or what he's thinking or saying. I'll say this much for him, though. That was better than their season's going to be. Watching him just go through that whole diatribe is better than anything you're going to see from the Raiders this year. I don't think anyone cares about him in Vegas. I think people in Vegas want him there, but I don't think everyone else that's a fan of the NFL gives a rat's ass about the Raiders or Davante Adams. It's all in their own heads. You know who I'm talking about. I have friends that work for the Raiders, and they never stop. They never stop with the Raiders. I mean, it is just, you would think the Raiders have won 15 Super Bowls, the way these people, they're demented. They are so demented. They think they're so great. I mean, this is one of the, they have not been a team that mattered since Al Davis was alive. I don't care what anybody says. You can talk all you want about all the great players they have. They never get it done. I don't believe in Antonio Pierce. I don't believe they're a good football team. I don't think they're going to be a good football team, and they never are. The days are over. Al Davis, when he died, that was the end of him. Like, when have they mattered since then? Besides, never. Never. But they're always on national television. I mean, honestly, like, at the very least, at least the Pittsburgh Steelers win. They win. They win games. That's why they're on national television all the time in prime time. They're on a bunch of times this year because they win, whether you like it or not. And they have 6 Super Bowl trophies. So hate me all you want. The Raiders won with Al Davis, and that was it. His son's a goofball. He's a goofball. His son is the combination of Hal and Hank Steinbrenner. That's what they are. The son that never lived up to his father's expectations. And you can quote me on that, too. And he's got a crappy hairdo. Then again, so do I.
Kendall Roy. Right? Kendall Roy.
What's he doing now, Broadway?
The Raiders are getting 3 at SoFi on Sunday. That is in the later window, the 4 o'clock East window. 40.5 is the total for that game. Of course, it's also the first game of the Harbaugh era in Los Angeles. So we shall see. Gardner Minshew.
When is this guy going to win, this Justin Herbert guy? I mean, honestly, all I hear about is how great this guy is, and he never gets it done either. Like, where and when is this going to come about? Like, is it Jim Harbaugh that's going to bring out the best in him? Because he never does anything. He'll have big 400-yard games, but he doesn't win. He doesn't win, does he? Does he? Like, and he had all the receivers. I don't want to hear it. He had Keenan Allen, you name it. He's had everything on that team, and they still don't win.
Yeah,
I think
and I don't think it's. I don't think it's going to be this year either, where any of that changes for him, as we'll see when we get to the win total sheet of integrity. We may be going after the Chargers this year in terms of the first year with Harbaugh
the sheet of integrity
in Los Angeles. Let's go to Cleveland next, Scotty, where, of course, Deshaun Watson is healthy and back at quarterback for the Browns this year. If you remember last year, he wasn't very good. He got hurt, and then the Browns made a run to the playoffs with Joe Flacco at quarterback.
He was great.
Playing really good football, and the offense looked a lot better when Joe Flacco was in there. So you sent me the thing about him saying there's no doubt that he's still elite. I was going to give you that, but he really didn't elaborate on it. Somebody asked him, do you still think you're one of the best quarterbacks in the league? And basically he just said, yeah, and he moved on. He didn't really expound. But what he did expound on was another question where they said the Browns, the national media, really isn't giving Cleveland much of a chance this year. What did Watson think of that?
It's fine with us. It's perfect. We just gonna go under the radar and work. That's all we can do. We don't get into all the power rankings and people's opinions. So it's the NFL. Things change, teams change, rankings change. So it's week 1. The key is to be the best team in week 17. Each week you got to get better, and I think that the teams that do that, you see them, rise to the top and end up in that final game. And that's what we got to take that approach.
He's never been a part of them getting better, just so we're clear. The only thing he's ever done is rob the bank. I mean, this guy literally went in with a mask on and a sawed-off shotgun and cleaned the bank out of $260 million. I cannot believe the deal that guy got, because he has never lived up to $1 of it. He hasn't done anything yet. And that, you wonder why people don't like him. The last time he did anything good, it was all those juicy massage parlor stories, because they were fantastic. But his football, blah, blah, blah. Joe Flacco's better than him. I mean, honestly, he never played better than Joe Flacco did for Cleveland. Let's see him do better than Joe Flacco did. Honestly, no one cares about Deshaun Watson anymore. I mean, honestly, he thinks he's elite. He's tripping.
He has been awful in Cleveland. Absolutely awful. The Browns are favored against the Cowboys, though, on Sunday. Also in the late window at 4 o'clock East. 40.5 is the total for this game. -2.5 for Cleveland. I think we kind of mentioned this yesterday or the day before, Scotty. I like the Cowboys here.
Yeah.
I know you do as well.
I think they're going to go in there and smack them upside the head. Just right upside the head, like one of those ones that you have your eardrum pop. Whap! Right up the side of the head. Whap! Eardrum pop.
About Cincinnati now, where Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals get ready to start another year. A lot of injuries for Joey Silk, Scotty. Let's be fair. Aside from the year where the Bengals went to the Super Bowl and lost that game to the Rams, we've had ACLs. Last year, the wrist cost him the end of his season, and he did not finish it. Well, he's back healthy and ready to go for another year as they get ready to open up at home against New England on Sunday.
Hi, just like every year. Whenever you come back from injury, you feel like you got to come back and show that not only you can do what you did prior to the injury, but also that I've gotten better. So I'm excited to go out and show the work that I've put in over the last 8 months. I know the other guys are too. It's been a long time coming, so we're ready to go.
Listen, I have to say, there is no way that you can get away with that. I put tints in my hair once when I had long hair, I think at MTV, and I was abused for upwards of 3 months to 5 months of people abusing me and making fun of me. If you don't have blonde hair naturally, it should be criminal to paint your hair blonde like Joe Burrow has done. Football aside, and his great skills as a quarterback and his fixed wrist, you just can't sell me on the blonde hairdo thing he's trying to pull off. I mean, now listen, I don't worry about other dudes, how they look and everything, but I am troubled by dudes that paint their hair blonde. I am troubled by it. I don't have really a reason for it other than it doesn't go over. There is no one that knew him that thinks he looks good with blonde hair, including his mother. No one ever like has brown hair and then shows up for school or work one day with blonde hair and not have like a long 3 to 5 month abusive relationship with others making fun of you. I think he looks awful, and I think it'll affect his season. And in fact, I think he's going to be like Rudy Giuliani at some point, and it's going to start dripping down his face. Blonde dye, hair dye is going to start running down the sides of his face. Like, remember when Rudy gave the speech on television and he started dripping black dye down the sides of his face? You remember that, Carver? I think we have the same situation here. Now, I am off the rails right now talking about some guy's hairdo, but it's more exciting than talking about the Cincinnati Bengals and their old geezer owner who won't pay their top receiver, right?
That's it. And apparently they are. There was some reports this morning that they are going to pay Chase at some point here. I did see the video of him walking back across the street to practice today. That's very bizarre. They crossed some big street there in Cincinnati to go to their practice field, and he was out there again doing that work. I want to give you an update here. 2-0 Diamondbacks. I'm going to get to that game in a moment. Blake Snell didn't come out for the second inning, Scotty. He threw 42 pitches in the first inning. Of course, we saw a couple errors on defense. He walked a few batters. Things weren't going well.
He quit the team.
But he did not come back out for the second inning. So I am waiting some word.
Has never tied, painted his hair blonde. He has always just kept it high and tight, clean and tight. Goes to the barber, gets it cleaned up. Oh, so now you're going to tell me when you were in high school, you rocked the blonde hair? You tried it?
A little after, we had the blonde around 99. When I went to Woodstock 99, we put the blonde hair in
the mud.
Before that. Yeah, before all that, before the drive up to upstate New York, I had the blonde hair. I maybe did it one other time after that. But yes, when I was 19, 20, 21 years old, it happened.
How toxic was the experience I remember doing it once, as I said, only once. And it ended because I had to sit in that chair for 3 hours with that dye in my hair and a foil in my head. I thought I was
the foil,
like I was a spaceship or something.
It wasn't 3 hours. I did the box you buy at the supermarket.
You just did it in the kitchen real quick.
There was absolutely nothing professional about anything that I did. There was nothing professional about it whatsoever, and that's how it all turned out.
I can't imagine. Wait, we got to get Luke tomorrow. Can we get we got to get a photo of Carver high with a blonde hairdo, no matter what.
We'll have to find one
made up.
There might be one out there.
You'll never find a photo of him from '99. So you just do it yourself. You do a Bart Simpson on top of his head.
I might have a couple from that event.
Oh, if you have those photos, send them to Luke and Mafia, and we got to air those. This is crucial
to if we can find
ratings, programming, and entertainment value on the best show on streaming television in the world. This one.
Indeed. To end this, the Bengals are now -8.5. This did get to 7.5, and now that it looks like Chase is back in the mix, it's back to 8.5, and 40.5 is the total.
I mean, if they don't rake them by 2 tutties, something's wrong in the world. This is allegedly the worst team in football going to the jungle against a guy that is hemorrhaging to go off. He has just been waiting for this day. You heard him. For 8 months, he had surgery. This guy, and I honestly believe he will be better with 10 pounds added of muscle. I think that, sometimes, everyone hates gaining weight. I got to tell you, when I put on, after my heart surgery, I put on 30. I've never been fatter, but I'll tell you this much. I'm hard to move in the low block. I mean, you give me the ball down there, I'm going to do some things.
The Arizona Cardinals will start their season in the Belo on Sunday against Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. Murray did come back and finish the end of last season, looked pretty good. He's got a new weapon in Marvin Harrison Jr. to start this one. What are his goals? He's got some big goals here, Scotty, that he still wants to get accomplished while he's a member of the Arizona Cardinals, not just this season, but beyond.
That's the goal. I would love to end my career here. with multiple Super Bowls and MVPs and all the accolades and stuff like that. I think ability-wise, for sure, I've never questioned my ability or anything like that. Obviously, you never know when this game will be taken away from you and anything like that. But I'm just grateful and just taking it one day at a time. Focused on this week, and we had a good day today. So.
There's no denying the guy can break ankles and he can sling it. I mean, I think he's going to hook up with Harrison Jr., left and right. That guy is going to become numero uno target of every game for the Arizona Cardinals. In fact, I think the rest of their team is trash. I think it's those two are the featured attraction.
They will be the featured attraction, that's for sure. They are getting 6.5 in Buffalo. 47.5 is the total. I'll say this to you, and I'm sure we'll do a little bit more of it tomorrow. I think the Bills are going to win this game, Scotty, but I'm a little leery laying almost a touchdown with a almost completely different Bill team outside of Josh Allen. I think that Allen could win this game. And he's got a lot of new weapons. He's got to get involved, etc. But I don't know if I want to be waiting around for them to win by 7+ this Sunday. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm worried that all their best players are gone. And the ones that are still there didn't matter to begin with, other than Josh Allen. So I would agree with your assessment. It's dangerous. The thing is, I never like giving a tutty to a good quarterback that has a really good receiver. Like, that means the Led Zeppelin, the back door's open, backdoor man. I'm very leery of, the fourth quarter of games where I'm laying that much wood against a good quarterback that can strike at a moment's notice and score and just, sling it right up the field and score and burn you. How many bad beats have you had? How many Marleys have you had over the years because some quarterback got his hands on the ball with a minute left and just did his magic and backdoored you? It smells like that to me, too. Like, I'm with you. I don't trust the Bills this year. They got rid of all their best players. They obviously cleaned house. I don't care what anybody says. They did, and they're different. And we don't know what they're going to do. And you can gauge nothing on that stupid-ass preseason.
Absolutely nothing can come good of thinking in the preseason actually matters once we get to the real pain day this week. Caleb Williams, the number 1 overall pick in this year's draft, he played a little bit in the preseason, but this is a whole new ball game for him, Scotty. How will he be feeling when he steps on an NFL field for the first time coming up this week?
Well, when feet touch the grass, it's going to be business as usual. But I probably will I normally like to, when I run out the stadium, kind of do a little spin in the tunnel when I'm coming out the tunnel, just kind of see the stadium, take it all in and feel the energy, the vibe, and get going from there. Once I do my spin, get down to the sideline, it's go time.
Yeah, whatever. Listen, this is the NFL, son. And you know what he's got? He's number 1, and he's got all that money, so nothing else matters. But what they really have is problems with all these grandiose predictions. That he's rookie of the year before he's taking a snap, coach of the year in dental floss, Eberflus. They're going to the Super Bowl. I'm going to barf. I'm going to start barfing on the set here. Projectile Linda Blair barfing, Exorcist barfing. I'm sick of hearing about this guy's taking over the NFL. Okay. We'll see how he looks when he's looking up at the sky. Does his little spin move? How about when he's spinning after he gets raked? This is the NFL, son. You're going to get hit. You're going to learn the hard way. You think you're a badass. He wasn't even a badass at USC. Christ, I don't even know how he won that effing Heisman, to be honest with you. I thought he was average at USC. Honest to Christ. Leinart was better than him.